Deer still right here. Someone has to be feeding them for them in the. I mean, I could have ran and tried to grab one. Whew. I got warm on the way up here, so I was trying to move quick. You know, keep my girlish figure, you know, trying to move quick. So anyways, let me get set up. How's it going? Thanks for tuning in and watching another video with me. Been a little bit, a couple of weeks since the last video that I uploaded, like the longer format one. So things have been amazing. Things have gone really well. Just was busy. I had Georgia bushcraft and that drive there and back, and all the madness with it. We'll get into that. But I brought some of the stuff with me that I got from Georgia bushcraft, that I either bought or people graciously gifted me. It was really humbling. That means, all of it means so much. I've had a lot of people at that event talk about the video I put out about just my faith and journey and being sober, but it was just a really good time, and it really reassured me that sharing that kind of stuff is important, you know. So I'm gonna kind of cool down, let my head stop steaming, and just kind of settle in. You know, what I always try to practice when I first come busting in is just to chill out and let the woods kind of get used to me being here, and then we'll get a fire going and some coffee. So I've got some fun stuff for today. Is this a little four-pointer? There's a lot of airplanes and stuff flying over right now because it's 8 o'clock in the morning, so it'll die down soon, but sorry for that background noise. It's annoying, I know. He's coming in close now. Oh. Oh. Look at this guy. I see you. I'm not gonna hurt you. We can't hunt you here. Where I am is core land, so it's public land, but you're only able to hunt the northwest section of all the property around the lake, the public land around the lake, and even then it's bow and shotgun. I don't know what the regulations are on shotgun. So just for reference, here's my feet. There's the fire pit. There's that little buck. He's ornery. He's pretty though. Back from getting water. I have safe filtered potable water in that container to use for coffee. I have a full container, my GeoPress, and then my tinder bundle to get my fire started. So I'm gonna clean all this up and show you how I'm doing it and put music on it because the airplanes are insane right now. What is going on? There must have been something crazy posted on their Facebook this morning for them to lose it like that. The tea has been spilt. And just like that, the crows stopped crowing. All right. Pivoted a little bit, decided that I don't need some huge fire. I'm literally just making coffee and eating a snack. So no need to have a big fire. And that's also less trips for me to have to go and get water to dump all this stuff out. So, or to put this stuff out. So we're just gonna use the little nano stove, and it'll be more than enough. And I haven't used it in a while. So it's a really cool little piece of kit. So I have firebox here loaded up, and have it chock full of tinder, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to light it. This is a conundrum that bushcrafters with too much gear and too many ways to make a fire sometimes face, is how do we want to light it? So let me look around in my kit and find something that I haven't done in a while. The last time we were out here, I did a ferro rod, which could easily be done, or I could use the little ferro rod here in the front. So I'll resort to this if I don't find anything cool. But I think I packed something, or there's something in here that I haven't done in a while. All right. By the way, I love a lot of the stuff that Jay makes at Tough Possum, but the Skittles pouch is probably one of my favorite things. I love having hook and loop on stuff that I can like stick to the back of my backpack. So I've kind of switched over to all my bags having hook and loop on the backing. So I'm going to do something that seems pretty simple and not bushcrafty, but I'm going to use a lighter. But hear me out. I'm going to practice fire transfer. So this is a super old tinder that I've had, and I don't even know if you can get it anymore, but I bought this off Amazon as or maybe it was a stocking stuffer that my wife gave me, but I know it used to be on Amazon, and it comes with these little strips. Hold on. This is new stuff. This is a fire strip roll. So this is what it used to come with little pieces like this. And the cool thing about it is it's almost like a lamp wick. So what you can do is light this however you want. Get this back in here. Organize your life, Burton. So you can light this and start your fire with it, you know, or put the whole piece in there. But I'm going to do fire transfer. So the reason why I think this is cool is because if you think back to how we imagine being the caveman times, the Paleolithic times, and imagine that you're sitting there and out across the field, we're sitting there in a cave, you and I, and life is really hard. Like, so much harder than what we can imagine right now. Like, if you and I are sitting here thinking about this and imagining it, we see these animals with like huge fangs, like the saber tooth, and claws, like the huge claws of the cave bear, Ursa bear. And we don't have any of those. And we don't have fur. And we're like on the last leg. Like, we're dying. The food that we've been eating and the weird mushrooms that we found that make us feel funny, it just hasn't been enough. And it's pitch black, and we're huddled up under this little rock ledge, and this crazy thing starts happening in the sky, and we've seen it before, and it's super loud and scary. And all of a sudden the sky starts lighting up, and we've never seen that before. Just crazy, intense blinding, flashing stuff. We have no way to even describe it. It's brand new. We just know that we're terrified and things are even scarier now. And we start seeing it like hitting the ground, like coming out of the sky, this crazy sound and intense thing hitting the ground and hitting stuff. And it goes on and on and on. And we're so exhausted and tired from being afraid and staying awake and trying not to die because everything wants to kill us, and we don't have the right tools. We don't have fangs and fur and claws. And then you nudge me because we fell asleep. You nudge me awake and are pointing out that field, the valley area, you know, and you're pointing, trying to get me to look. And I'll look up over the edge of the cliff, and there's this glowing, smoking, smoldering thing. I like to think that's maybe how we found fire, how we discovered fire. It's the most logical to me, you know, and it's also the most beautiful way and artistic way. And I believe, just looking around at everything, like our creators and artists, the greatest artist, he's made colors and textures and combinations of materials and medias that like are unbelievable, and we can't comprehend them. It stops us dead in our tracks. You go to Utah and you see some of the features there, and you feel this small, and it just stops you dead in your tracks, literally makes you open your mouth. That's our creator. And what magical, beautiful way better than for lightning to strike a dead tree or anything, grass, smoldering, smoking, freaking us out. Get up close and it's hot. You never felt it before, but it feels amazing compared to the cold cave we were just in. And so I don't ever take for granted like fire transfer, you know, like this is fire transfer, because I feel like that's probably the first way that we manipulated and controlled this. Like, it's awesome. We know how luxurious a Bic is, but sometimes it's cool to, like, you know, remember that stuff. Like, it's a really big deal to have a flame and make a bigger flame. let's try this again. I switched up. That cottonwood bark was a lot more wet than what I realized. So let's see if this cedar bark will go a lot better. Hopefully. May just not be the day for me, you know? Dude, this is nutty. All right, it took some manipulation, but we're here. That's all that matters, right? All right, we got that going for now. That was a lot harder than what I thought it was going to be, and that's fine. Lessons, you know, it's part of it. Take this stuff for granted, like, oh, it's just a little twig stove. It's super easy, and it's not the way it works, man. Not always. Can't be mad at it though. Like, it's part of why this stuff's so fun. Like, it's a puzzle that you got to figure out. You know, all this is problem solving and puzzles, and it's awesome. I'm gonna have to kind of sit and baby this for a little bit. That's all right. I'm determined to get my coffee, man. Like, I was a little over ambitious today, thinking that I was gonna have a cup of coffee, and then in hindsight, I should have just got a fire going, because I would have already had my water heated up and whatever, but it's fine. Yeah, I was thinking I was gonna get coffee, and then I was gonna even make some tea, but here we are. The lesson I've learned today, in all seriousness, is patience. I've had my patience tested today. There's been just an unreal amount of airplanes flying over. I don't have the luxury of like being in the middle of nowhere on big property and private property, and you know, it is what it is. And we live close enough to an airport that at certain times of the day it gets to be frustrating to try to be out in quiet nature and film. And at times it sucks, because it sucks a lot, but in times it's worse than others, because this place is so beautiful. I mean, it's unbelievable. The wildlife in this area, the fresh water, there's fish, there's rocks and like up and down terrain, tons of resources and materials and stuff that you can make stuff with, but you deal with airplanes, and sometimes you deal with random people, or like just enough, I'm just close enough to neighborhood to a neighborhood. I say neighborhood. Hold on. I'm just close enough to a neighborhood that sometimes you can hear their dogs or the leaf blowers. So, and I say neighborhood because it's like a really wealthy, gated, like there's not a ton of houses, and so it's not really that big of a deal. Like they're able to afford and live out next to a place like this. It's pretty much their backyard for a reason because they want some kind of quiet. But it is what it is. It's fine. Ooh, we're boiling, baby. Woohoo! Woohoo! We're gonna get coffee. We're gonna get coffee. This right here to protect my hands, like that. And let's get it poured up. So, I really like using these because one of the biggest reason is the packaging is completely biodegradable. All of it. You can burn all this, and it's all plant-based packaging. It's not plastic. And in case you didn't know, here's another thing that's pretty cool, is this was designed to actually be a fire starter. Did you know that? Okay, so you just get the steep bag, and then those handles are good, and you pour in. A little tip that I've learned is when you're done with these stoves, go ahead and get all the stuff out of them because, especially if they're not titanium, then you're going to need to let that stuff cool. And I can't tell you how many times, especially before I started using the titanium one, that I was sitting out here a lot longer than what I wanted to be, trying to let that stuff cool down. Anyway. All right, coffee is ready. I'll let it go for a little bit because I like it to be strong. I don't know what it is today, but the airplanes haven't stopped since 7:45 this morning. I'm really sorry. I'll do my best to try to get rid of the background noise when I edit, but I've just got to, get on with my day. Like, there's nothing else I can do. So, have a good one, everybody. Remember, get outside and enjoy the woods. Thanks for watching.